Freedom. If you're like most Americans or any Westerner, freedom is an ideal you've strived for all your life. That if you were free to create your own ideal life and live as you saw fit, you would find happiness. Marketing and social media bombards us with messages reminding us of how many options we are free to choose from. Whether it's consumer goods or lifestyle choices, we are told that the more choices we have, the happier we will be. To live a life of abundance where we don't have to settle for anything is viewed as the ultimate luxury. Obviously, having multiple options is better than being stuck with only one mediocre option, but having too many options can lead to decision paralysis. Because we are so concerned that making the wrong choice will prevent us from exploring better options, we avoid committing to anything. Because we refuse to commit to anything, we end up doing nothing and have nothing to show for. Thus, we are constantly procrastinating on our own life while time passes us by. Perhaps one of the biggest privileges we enjoy in the modern era is our ability to have whatever we want on demand. Whether it's having food delivered to our home, downloading whatever music we want to listen to, or streaming whatever movie we want to watch, it's undeniable that we live in the age of convenience. Unlike previous generations, we no longer have to wait for others to play music or movies we don't like. Many of us even get to work remote without having to set foot in an office. Such convenience has made us accustomed to an ideal life where we always get what we want, whenever we want, wherever we want. We feel entitled to such privilege. Thus, we are constantly searching for any tool that will enable us to make sure everything we consume is only the best. To ensure we only consume the best, we obsessively read and watch reviews on any product we're about to purchase. We check Yelp reviews to make sure that we only dine at the best restaurants with menus that cater to our dietary preferences. We spend hours scrolling through internet forums on a wide variety of niche topics to ensure that the things we consume meet the most stringent standards of aficionados, whether it be fashion, cars, computers, literature, etc. Ironically, this obsession with consuming only the best robs us of the opportunity to explore things for ourselves and learn what we like and don't like on our own terms. Instead, we become dependent on meeting the expectations of strangers on the internet out of fear of not fitting in. We let others pick out our taste for us. We have no opinions of our own. Thus, we never get to develop our own unique sense of self. We never get to discover things out of spontaneity. We miss out on things we might have otherwise have enjoyed. The relentless pursuit of an elusive ideal extends into our professional lives as well. Upon entering adulthood, we are confronted with the reality that we must work in order to live. We need to choose a career that will provide us with a decent living. However, we also dream of living an exciting lifestyle that is worthy of social media. Although we know that a stable career will allow us to cover life's expenses, we also fear committing to a job will trap us in the 9-to-5 grind. We fear that it will sap us of our will to explore all that life has to offer, that we will become too complacent to explore all the different avenues we dreamed of in our youth. We don't want to become boring NPCs. We want to be the main characters of our own destiny. These boring jobs are beneath us, or so we tell ourselves. However, this hesitance to commit to a 9-to-5 job means we will have to spend additional years without income and without acquiring more skills and experience. Because we lack work experience, we cannot level up to the career we want. Because we lack income, we cannot afford the lifestyle we desire. Thus, we live in an endless cycle of unrealized potentiality. We make excuses for our own failure to launch and become embittered by it. Thus, our fear of becoming boring work drones traps us into becoming deadbeats who can only dream of living, but can never actually afford to live. Instead, we need to recognize that the first step to fulfilling any dream starts with unglamorous baby steps. We must be willing to risk feeling bored or feeling incompetent at our low-level job before we can develop into the skilled professionals and dashing adventurers we aspire to be. Afterwards, we can then leverage our income and skills to seek better vocations or invest into side hustles and hobbies. When one is broke and has no experience with anything, one cannot afford to explore other options. Having financial security and work experience opens doors that were previously out of reach. Only then can we finally afford to expand our horizons and begin pursuing all those other dreams we feared we would lose. Even if we don't manage to achieve all of our dreams, we at least have the resources to take the next step in life, which is infinitely better than taking no steps at all. When discussing the myth of the ideal, one cannot avoid the issue of romantic idealism. Like in all other areas, our obsession with finding the ideal partner is causing us to have unrealistic expectations. Given the massive role social media plays in our daily lives, the relentless images and messages we are bombarded with creates the illusion that whatever partner we manage to find, or whatever relationship we build for ourselves, is never enough. Today's young men are exposed to countless images of unimaginably beautiful women that renders even the most attractive girl in your neighborhood average by comparison. The availability of internet pornography has further skewed men's perceptions of women's bodies and sexuality. For young women, social media and romantic literature have also skewed women's expectations of men. Today's man is expected to not only be a breadwinner, but also a romantic lover, an intellectual, a therapist, a best friend, a security guard, a handyman, etc. Obviously, most men cannot fulfill all of these roles, but social media makes it seem like a realistic expectation. Furthermore, the female ideal for a man, as often seen in romantic novels, is often a composite of multiple archetypes rather than a realistic portrayal of a man. When we are unable to find a partner who meets all of these expectations, we scroll along hoping to find greener pastures elsewhere. We turn down potential partners, thinking we'd miss out on an ideal partner just around the corner, only to then miss out on all the great men and women we might have been compatible with, whom we let slip away. Time passes us by, and we become cynical, bitter, and alone. Although it is important to have high standards for oneself and others, it is equally important to remember that perfect is the enemy of good. As long as one continues to obsess over missing out on alternatives, it is almost impossible to commit to any decision one makes. Such indecisiveness creates a vicious cycle where one is perpetually living a life in the margins, never committed enough to be the hero of one's journey. Instead, one remains an NPC in one's own life, an experience that's all too familiar for many of us. Alas, these are just my observations and opinions. Now I'll turn it over to you. Is balancing idealism with practical decision-making a struggle in your own life? How have you overcome this issue? Feel free to discuss your opinions in the comments below. If you find this video interesting, please like and share this video. You can check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel for more content in the future. Thanks for your support. Take care.